Hello there, and welcome to another video about dinosaurs. This dinosaur has been mentioned in films, TV shows, and also in textbooks in America as well as Britain. That in particular creature is called the Velociraptor. And this is the Velociraptor here, from head to tail. These creatures varied in size, tremendous amount of size. They varied in size, shape, and in size, length, and in shape. Now, these in particular creatures were 6 feet in length, 12 feet in height. And they are a class of in their own, literally in their own. These in particular creatures are hunters, they hunt like wolves. They were the prehistoric wolves of their time. Now, they were found in a place called New Mexico in the year of 1829. They were found in 1829. The skeleton found that this one was laying its eggs at the time of the comet's strike. So this one was a mother. It was a mother, a female, laying its eggs. Now, according to the history, they weighed approximately 33 pounds, which is the weight of a washing machine. So they might have been light, but they were very heavy. But their height was about, say, the size of me. So they were very, very good at that time. Now, the characteristics of Velociraptor is its feet. Now why the feet? I'll tell you. Just here, you may not be able to see it, but just here, on its feet, right here, there were claws. Now I can show you this through a little something on here. Now, here, you can just about see it. Here are the claws of Velociraptor. Now, the Velociraptor's claws had these two here. You can just about see it. See? That is the Velociraptor feet. That is Velociraptor's feet. Now, they were extremely sharp. They were extremely sharp and powerful. They could jump to about 25 times higher than a kangaroo could. So they could jump from exactly 60 feet high. 60 feet high. Because the bones were very, 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 very light and were porous. Strong, but extremely porous. And they also had great speed. Now their speed, they could go up to 35 to 50 kilometers per hour. And that's the small ones. The medium-sized ones could hit speeds to about 80 to 90 miles an hour. The larger ones could go to about 200 to 300 miles an hour. Extraordinarily fast. And they hunted for their prey in packs. Now, the hunting behavior of a velociraptor is well known. They don't do like a T-Rex would go from the back and grab. No, they go from the side. Right, say supposing, right, they had tremendous speed, agility, fastness in their capability, and extraordinary. The large tail, as you can see here, was used for balance as they were running and jumping, because their power, their strength came from their legs and from their arms. Both legs and arms were both have to work hand in hand with each other. Now according to fossil records, these creatures could become big. There were 3 different types of velociraptor. This is only just one of them. Second species, well, they're the smallest species. Now, the smallest species were found here in Buxton in the year of 1706. And there was an archaeological dig done back then by the Duke of Edinburgh. And while he was building the actual hotel called the Crescent and the Dome, which is known as the College, hidden beneath there, which was documented by the Buxton Museum, they found 4 families of them creatures hidden in 3 places, or buried in 3 places. One of them was in the park. There was an archaeological dig in the park. The other was found near Solomon's Temple, about 5 meters away from Solomon's Temple. So 5 meters away, big place. Third one. The third family of these velociraptors was located in a cave. That's right, Poole's Cavern. A skeleton was found in Poole's Cavern, and this was one of them. So yes, we have our own resident Buxtonian dinosaur. These guys were here long before us guys came along to Buxton, and especially the Romans. The Romans may have been the first, but they were the very first. So there you go. We have Buxtonian dinosaurs here in Buxton, but we don't have these skeletons here now. They were on display at the Buxton Museum back in 1996. I was only about 5 back then, but they were shown at the Buxton Museum back in 1996, and the last time they were shown was in 2005. So a very long time in Buxton Museum. They were the fab favourites in the Buxton Museum, as they all were in the museum, but sadly they are not there anymore. They had to be shipped off to a different museum. But luckily we do have photographs of them being displayed in the Natural History Museum of Manchester. So we do have photographs, and they are in the archives as we speak. So yes. So we have resident Buxtonian dinosaurs here in this very place. And they were exactly in two places. One which was in South America. The other species were here in England, Buxton. So I bet you didn't know that Buxton has lasted 5,000 years. Yes, that's right, 5,000 years, but even longer. Well, according by the Velociraptor standards, I guess we're the guys that moved in. Well, that's how it goes. You know, when they move out, we move in. That's all I can say about that. But yes, they were the resident people of Buxton. Well, the resident dinosaurs of Buxton, that's for sure. And to tell you the truth, I think they were magnificent. They were the first ones to have actual feathers. That's right, feathers. These guys had elongated feathers on their arms and elongated feathers underneath and above their tail. And they were also well known in their height and their ability to jump extraordinarily high and run fast with extraordinary speed. And I bet you didn't know. And of course, back in 1968, there was another dig that was here back in 1963 because a friend of mine told me this, apparently, but unfortunately he has now passed away. His name is George, who used to work with me at Scope and used to work with me elsewhere, and I used to help out with him with his garden. He was a fossil collector, and he told me an extraordinary story. Back in 1968, when a Velociraptor skeleton was found here on the slopes, back in 1968. It was an extraordinary story, which he was a part of. He was only about 28 at the time. He was only about 28 at the time. He was only about, no, sorry, not 28. He was 40 years old at the time. So a very, very long time. But he told me so much about these incredible creatures, about where one was found, and exactly how he helped in recovering this extraordinary creature. He told me how he recovered it back in 1968. What an incredible man he is. He had fossil records which he donated to the museum and the library. But unfortunately, his records had to be taken to the Manchester Natural History Museum in Manchester. But that is for another tale. But I'm glad that you know more about the Buxtonian dinosaur known as the Velociraptor. Keep dinosaur hunting, and of course, I shall see you in the next video. Bye.